Hey there thinkers, welcome back to Critical Hit. My name is Est, and in this video, I'll go over the Marvels getting worse and worse as Disney fires everyone. But before I get into that, please like and subscribe so you're notified for our next video. Well, now, let's get into it. It looks like the Marvels can't seem to catch a break. It can't seem to get any worse for the msheu. It looks like we've gotten some tragic news that Disney is suggesting that Marvel has fired everyone and has delayed these movies until 2025. The first massive change, according to the msheu, is now reportedly backing away from the Jonathan Majors storyline. Okay, so this isn't exactly their fault with all the allegations against him. However, it is a great opportunity for them to branch away from this terrible villain arc that hasn't really been serving the msheu very well. It definitely hasn't been resonating with the fans, at least. We know from various reports that Marvel does in fact regret the multiverse and is working towards a soft reboot of the Avengers. I do think that things have gotten quite out of hand, and the reboot might just place Marvel back on track. There has been a complete oversaturation with Marvel movies. There's just so much Marvel content that the fans just can't keep up with it and eventually give up watching. Okay, so back in the old MCU, they were spacing out their content a few years between them, and they were able to build actual hype for the next movie. But since they've brought out the multiverse, the content has been really gone from bad to yikes.
When incompetent men explain my own area of expertise to me.
You know I'm the hottest, you ain't never gotta hit me. It's a huge issue when you have to watch 5 to 6 different shows just to understand one Marvel movie. Fans can't keep up with all this content because, shocker, people have their lives to live and don't have time to sit around and watch msheu content. So it does look like the director from Avengers 5 and 6, Daniel Cretton, will no longer direct Avengers: The Kang Dynasty in a major shakeup, with the rumors Marvel Studios said to be reworking a 2-part finale into the multiverse instead of making a 5 and 6 movie. Since Kang is being pushed to the side, Captain America 4 is reportedly getting extensive reshoots after negative test scores. I can only imagine how and why they're reshooting this movie. Funny enough, because Marvel Studio pivots towards Michael Green to rewrite Blade, for what I heard, the 5th time, since Mahershala Ali's exiting rumors because he wasn't the lead in his own film. Can you imagine that? So this is from Variety. One person familiar with the Blade script changes says the story at one point morphed into a narrative led by women and filled with life lessons, with Mahershala Ali's Blade regulated to 4th lead. 4th lead being Blade. Wasn't Blade announced in 2018? The math is just not mathing. You would think, after the flops that they have been releasing, that they would sit back and understand that they are the problem. If I were them, I would be panicking. They can't afford to produce another box office flop. It states here that after releasing 4 msheu movies in 2021 and 3 in 2022 and in 2023, Disney will just have 1 in 2024, and that will be Deadpool 3. And honestly, it wouldn't surprise me if it was pushed back to 2025, which would mean not 1 msheu movie next year. They must know they need to rewrite their shit content. Unfortunately, it's a tad bit too late. In 3 years, their core audience has lost faith in Marvel. We know that they can't tell their heroes' stories as written in the comics. They have cucked their central, most important characters and introduced these awful characters that pretend to be heroes that no one cares about and nobody wants to watch their crap attitude. Instead of listening to the fans like Marvel should have done 2 years ago, they instead refused to listen and doubled down on this crazy content that fans have begged not to see, and now they are paying the price. Us fans are not going to forget the disrespect that Marvel has shown their heroes with these multi-million productions that have nothing to show for it. How can you butcher characters that people love and try to introduce new characters that have had little to no development? In the end, no one's going to care about a single character that you have in the msheu. And see, with that, you end up with movies like The Marvels that open up with just $47 million, a new low for the msheu. The thing is, if Marvel is rushing these stories and leaving out the heart and soul of these heroes, I'm glad that they're actually taking the time to rewrite these movies and possibly giving these heroes their own movie leads back. Well, that's everything that I have about this for right now. If you've made it to the end, please like and subscribe so you're notified for our next video. And let me know down in the comments if you think Marvel can get back on track and tell good stories again. Well, I will see you in the next video. Toodles!